What up, what up, what up, what up, what up, y'all? What's good? Back again. Another day. It's your boy, the Curtis York. And it's Saturday, y'all. Hey, it's Saturday night. Yes, sir. It's Saturday night. Excuse the mess. I had to share my room with some little people. And so it's a little more junky than usual. But usually I had that closet door closed, and pants probably wouldn't be on the floor. But I was also gone all day too, for the most part, because I had a home inspector training. As you all know, your boy is always doing something. So I'm currently in the process of working on my home inspector's license, and we've been doing Saturday workshops. So why is somebody FaceTiming? So yeah, that was weird. Anyways, let me get back. Yeah, that caught me off guard. Hey, you know it. We don't waste no time. Shout out to my guy Rich, man. AKA Get the Money Now. We in the building. We in the building. Happy Saturday, Rich. What you got going on, big dog? Let me see. I need to update my I need to update my count. We are officially 53. So that means we are 47 subscribers away from 500. We working on it. We walking it down. We getting there gradually, slowly but surely. So shout out to all of the New Yorkers that are here. Shout out to all of the OG Yorktown citizens, man. Y'all know I love you all. I appreciate you. Oh man, you on the road. You on the road. Safe travels. Safe travels. Is it raining where you are? Snow? What's the weather like down there? Um, well, up there rather. Oh, Chicago. I've only been to Chicago one time, and it was a fluke because I had a layover from Indiana, which was so weird because we took Indiana and okay, so we went from Indiana, then we flew west to Chicago, and then Chicago flew back down to Charlotte. Oh man, where'd you come from? So we looking at, ooh, my boy is tearing that road up. Um, so yeah, I actually have a very, very, very small um, history with the trucking industry as well. It's foggy and mild. All right, be safe on that road, man. I worked for a logistics company when I first moved to Charlotte. Um, if y'all checked out the how I went from 0 to 100,000 video, y'all seen that. Um, I couldn't get the job that I wanted, so I had to take something to pay the bills and whatever. So I started working at a logistics company. It was TQL, and basically they were a third party logistics company, which means we middlemen. We basically middleman routes from the shipper and the truck driver. So I did that, and I did it for about a month and a half because I caught COVID and I couldn't go to the office for a week. Um, and then I got the job that I actually wanted and I ended up leaving. So, yeah, man, I have a very small history with the trucking industry. And I was actually pretty good at it. Like, I was number one in my class at the call center. I was making like 1,000 calls a week, just cranking. I had a system set up, and I would get to the office at like 5 o'clock in the morning. Like I was one of those people. Like I was up at the office while everybody else was sleeping and stuff. Like had I stayed there and I focused purely on sales, like I would have really been one of them. But the thing about sales is you get burnt out, and sales is also very inconsistent. So I love it. You eat the food that you kill. You gotta grind constantly, but you also have to build systems and make sure that you're really good at managing people, because the only way that that is sustainable is 100% broker and load. Yeah, that's what I was doing. I was actually, so my percentages were so high, and don't take my word for it. I'm not just talking just to be talking. Like I have receipts. Let me see. That was 2021. Um, Let me see. Yeah, I'm not just talking just to be talking. I actually was like number one for the time that I was there. Um, and they were thinking about having me skip the program and everything just so I could move up faster and get out there. See, I really was not taking no days off. This right here, look at the date, December 31st. Your boy was right there in the call center. December 31st. Nobody else was in there. Let me see. Like I was really focused and I was going for it. I mean, at the time, I didn't really have much to do other than work. So that was all I had to look forward to. I wake up, shower, work out a little bit, and then they had a little workout room there too. So it was like everything you needed. I was just in there getting it in, bro. Like focus. Let me see if I can find the picture though. I want to show my numbers so it doesn't look like I'm capping. Um, Calvary won. See, that was one of the little trophies that they gave me. This was January. That's a trophy that they gave me for working hard. Um, I want to find the actual numbers though. The trophy is cool, but the numbers are really what makes the difference. Like your boy was really like killing it. Sales is tough. That was priority number one when I was a stockbroker. Yeah, man. Sales is your bread and butter. That's what you live with, man. Like, I really enjoy it. I wouldn't trade it. If times ever got hard, I know I could get a sales job and run it up, you know. But right now, the way that I'm set up with my infrastructure and the family and everything, that wouldn't be the best idea. So we're more so focused on high salaries just to compensate so we can focus on building. Like I said, I told y'all last night, the plan is to get into flipping multifamily commercial deals. So, apartment complexes, units like that. That's where my goal is right now, and that's what I'm focusing on, and that's what we locking in on. I really wish I could find one of these doggone. Here's another picture. 7:45 a.m. Christmas Eve. Your boy in the office on the phone. Exactly. What else we got? Man, I cannot find the pictures of my numbers and it's driving me crazy. Anyways, y'all, unfortunately you are gonna have to take my word for it. But let me see. Fastest to reach T12. Oh man. Let me see. Okay, I got one. Here we are. Um oh, this just shows my calls. I made 239 calls. Uh, that's not what I'm looking for though. Oh man, you were yes, bro. Like I was taking no days off. Like I was there constantly, just working. Like I just knew that I was gonna have to run it up as quickly as possible because they gave you a base salary of 35,000, but I knew in Charlotte I needed more than that in order to. Oh, here we go. Here we go, y'all. There we go. I feel better now. Um, let me see. So here we go. I'm gonna have to zoom in a little bit, but at the top you can see your boy was number one. Um, the green is the percentage. Um, I was sitting at 162%. Like the goal was to make 500 calls a week. I made 809 calls in a week, and um, let me see. The goal was 500. I made 809 calls. Goal was 10%. Mine was 6. So I was sitting at a 67%. And this was the first week that they put us on the phones. Um, the goal was 14. No, the goal was 10 loads covered. I was covering 14, which means I was at 71%. Um, let me see. I know that there was a better one. Um, but yeah, that just shows that I was not lying. Like I was really in there making calls. Um, Here's another one. In 2 days, I made 600, actually 700 calls in 2 days. Um, Let me see. Yeah, man, I'm telling you, like, I'm not. Oh, here we go. Here's one of the big ones. So I'm gonna show y'all. And it's funny because it was a little dude that was trying to keep up with me. And he just didn't know that I had my finger on the button and I could turn it up all the time. So the goal was 500 calls. I was making in a week, I made 1,398 calls. The guy that was trying to keep up with me, he made 1,352, which was cool. But the percentage is what shut it up because my goal was 10. I was sitting at a 10.6. He was at a 9.6. Um, his goal was 20 and he made 13 covered loads, which means every time we booked a deal. So his goal was 20 and he made 13. My goal was 14 and I made 17. So even if we had the same goal, I still crushed him. So he was at like a 65 and I was at a 121%. And then let me see. Let me pause this game for this boy come back up here. So and then you had what was called group freight. And I know, Rich, you know what group freight is. So the goal was 4. I got 7. He didn't get any. And then the truck pay, the goal was to have them at 4.0. I was at 1.4. I was at 4.0, which means that I the way that I was negotiating the deals, I was saving the company $788 per load. Which, Rich, I know you probably wouldn't have liked me because I was a negotiator, bruh. Like, what did I miss? I'm just talking about my experience when I was working at a logistics company, a third party logistics company, basically brokering freight. Um, and because Rich is a truck driver, so I was just talking about my time and how I would broker routes for truck drivers. And I'll pause it for you because you left it going. And so yeah, I'm just talking about my time when I was there because I was in the call center and I was making like 1,400 calls a week, and I was actually saving the company money. Like, how well is being well, the way that this one was set up in particular is it was a base salary. So the base salary was 35,000. I said 30, but it was 35,000. I remember because I was making more than when I was teaching, and I was like, this is crazy. So the base pay was 35,000, and then the way that they were structured is if you make more than your salary. No, you're not about to do that. If you make more than your salary, then you keep that. So say for example, if I brought in 60,000 for the salary, or if my paycheck came out to be, yeah, paycheck will probably be easier. If my paycheck came out to be $3,000, but my paycheck would have been like 100 or 1,000 or something like that, maybe 1,500, then they would have let me keep the 3,000 because that's what I earned. So it was commission with a base salary. That's all right. So yeah, I'm just showing like it was so crazy because at that time, like I was really, really, really like focused, like going in Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, I was sitting up in there, um, just killing it. Um, but yeah, that was in a totally different life. It's so crazy. I feel like I lived so many different lives. Um, that's when I first moved up to Charlotte, just trying to figure it out, man. I ended up doing that, and that was before I got into the company that I actually wanted to go to. But I actually don't have a topic tonight. I'm just kind of kicking it. So if y'all have anything y'all want to talk about in particular, I'm all ears. I mean, of course, the border is still a mess right now, which is crazy. It's kind of escalating. So hopefully everybody's keeping their eyes on that with what's going on over there, because that's definitely going to affect everything. And then we got to keep in mind it's an election year too. So that how they handle this border crisis and controlling and well patrolling and controlling our border is definitely going to be very interesting to see because I don't know. It's looking crazy. I was looking on Twitter earlier, and you got a bunch of states that's agreeing with the governor of Texas as far as his means of, just taking it upon himself to regulate the border, since it doesn't seem like, anybody else really cares. And I know, so working in construction, I never had a problem with brokers getting there so long as I got mine too. Yeah, and that's the secret, I'm gonna backtrack a second. That's really the secret, man. It's really like a win-win type situation where you figure out how you can get what you need, but you leave enough money on the table so that the driver can feel comfortable as well. So, I mean, at the end of the day, everybody got to eat, and that's always what I used to say. Like we got to make our money the same way you got to make your money. I got to make my money too. So, what can we do? And sales, man, a lot of people look at sales as if it's like I win, you lose type situation. But the really good salespeople, it's more so like a counselor, bruh. Like it sounds so weird, but it's like a counselor. You got to talk to this person, and you really got to try to, get your point across in a way that makes sense. Like earlier when I was talking to the mechanic, he was like, "Yeah, man, we got to do this, and that." I'm like, "Look, sir, I definitely understand. I get it, man. But if if this was your daughter or your cousin or your brother in this situation, I'm pretty sure you try to help them out as much as you could. You come up with something. So, how could you help me? Because at the end of the day, man, rent is due next week. I'm a father. I got 3 kids. I just got unemployed, man. I'm kind of going through it right now, and I know that that's not your problem, but I just really can't afford that price that you have right now. So, what can we do? We're like, yeah, man. I could take something off, and you know, he took something off. I'm like, okay, well, is that the best you could do? Like, is there anything else you got? Like, is there a little more? Like finding that happy medium. Yes, sir. That's the sweet spot, man. Finding that happy medium. There's a book that I used to listen to all the time. It was Never Split the Difference by Chris Voss. He was a crisis negotiator. Let me see if I can find it on here. Never Split the Difference. And that really helped me out with negotiating and figuring out the best way to deal with people. Okay, here it is. Yeah, let me share that real quick. Never Split the Difference by Chris Voss. There we go. Yeah, I think it came out in like 2017, 2016, something like that. Um, but I definitely encourage everybody to check that out. That's a good book. Um, I'm on my last chapter of Ben Sass, The Vanishing American Adult. Let me see what that's about. Let me see what you read, entire. The Vanishing American Adult. Let's see. The Vanishing American Adult. Because that title really has me. Our coming of age crisis and how to rebuild a culture of self reliance. Okay. Okay. Hmm. What we got? In an era of safe spaces, trigger warnings, and unprecedented election. Okay. Many of the coming of age. Yeah, I like that. Mr. Burns recommended a book too, but I forgot the name of it. Rich, what's the book you recommended? Let me say that because I definitely want to check that out. That looks good. I agree. Even when you mentioned it yesterday, I was like, based off the title, that sounds like, something that I believe to be true. A lot of us are stuck in arrested development and we don't really grow up. Yeah. Grown people acting like children. Yeah. A lot of people are just stuck in arrested development, man. And I'm big on looking up words and understanding the proper. Y'all gotta excuse my children, y'all. I got 3 kids, so it's gonna get loud sometimes. I don't know if y'all can hear my baby boy Amir. He's fussing about something. But arrested development. Arrested development is a normal state in which development has stopped prematurely. So that's actually what I think is going on here in America right now. You have a lot of people that yeah, right. Yeah, man, arrested development is real. You have a lot of people that just stop growing. Um, Usually, for a lot of people, it's when they graduate from high school. They feel like they're an adult, and that's just like the end of it. Um, Oh, I like Dr. Wayne Dyer. I actually read another one of his books. It's DYER, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, I've read one of Dr. Wayne Dyer's books before. I'm a huge bibliophile, y'all. Like I read a lot of books. Like last year I kind of slowed down and I only read like 20 books. Um and the only reason I read 20 books was because I read a lot of the same books over and over instead of so like 2020 I read like 50, I think I read like 109 books 2020. Um the 4 Hour Work Week. Yeah, I read that book a while ago. It's really good. I like that. Um, Let me see. Which book did I read? He has a lot of books. Um, Let me see. I don't know. Maybe I didn't read one of his books. I might have listened to a podcast. But yeah, I don't think I read one of his books. That's interesting. I have to look. But 2020, I read like 109 books. Um And let me see. I don't want y'all to think I'm lying. I actually had a photo album to keep count of the books that I read. Um, what year was that? Um, Let me see. Yeah, I mean, it was a pandemic. You got to remember, though, to be fair, in 2020, I didn't have a job. I didn't have a car. Well, I was working at Food Line. I was working at the grocery store. I didn't have a car. So I didn't really have anything to do other than read books. So that's pretty much all I did that year. Um, Let me see. I think I had to delete the photo album to make space, unfortunately. Um, Let me see. But yeah, y'all, I read a bunch of books. But the thing about that is, um, I wouldn't recommend that for the simple fact that if you read a bunch of books, you don't really retain anything. Like at the time, my focus was just reading, and so I just really wanted to try to beat that 100 mark just to say that I did it. And looking back, it's like I can say I read a bunch of books, but if you ask me what I remember from a lot of those books, it's kind of spotty. So, you know, um, after that, I always said, like the next year, 2021, I don't think I read that many books at all. But 2022, I kind of picked back up. And last year, I read 19 books, but I focused on reading the same books over and over. So I think the best thing to do if you're focused on reading and increasing your knowledge is to just focus on reading the same books over and over. And then, slowly adding in new books. Beyond Positive Thinking by Dr. Let me start that one too. So I'm gonna check that out. Um, But yeah, man, I would definitely encourage if you're really big on reading, don't focus on reading for the numbers because again, I didn't really take anything away from it. Like I read a lot of good books. But just retaining that information, it was like it was just it's just like all jumbled up in my mind. So I definitely wouldn't encourage that. I'm trying to see. Crystallizing Public Opinion, Atlas Shrugged, Profession. Yeah, man. Definitely focus on reading for retaining rather than reading just to read. Um, I agree by reading the books. For Harlem Renaissance, I read Comedy, American Style by Jesse Redman, Fawcett 3 times. Okay. I think the book that I've read hands down the most would probably be The 48 Laws of Power. Like I've read that book so many times. just always go back to it. Like usually at the beginning of the year, I start my year off reading that book, and then I read The Laws of Human Nature and the 33 Strategies of War. Um, I just like to keep my mind sharp because I know people play a lot of games, man, and you have to know how to deal with it. Just like, yesterday I was telling y'all about the truck. Like, dude was just sitting there playing games, man. Oh, yeah, it's going to be 2 weeks, but we got one sitting right here. We give you a 30-day warranty. It's like, nah, I'll wait. And then it's, oh, yeah, we got one. It just came in. Look at that. We're 2 weeks early. Like, all right, man. Like, okay. Um, One of the best is Niccolo Machiavelli's The Prince. Yep, it is. And honestly, the 48 Laws of Power, Robert Greene got a lot of the ideas from that for business, the E-Myth. Michael Gerber. Michael Gerber, I think that was the author of that book. I read that one too. I think it was Michael Gerber, if I'm not mistaken. Michael Gerber. Yep, Michael Gerber. I read that book. Don't ask me what year, but I definitely read the E-Myth. That was a good book. Um, I don't know. I really wish I didn't delete it. I got to do better at keeping track of the books that I read. I think on my Instagram, I turned it into a story of the books that I read. Um, but then I kind of fell off doing that. 2020. Yeah. Let me see. Let me pull it up. Yeah, I read a lot of books 2020, y'all. Like it was crazy. Um, I did read a book by Dr. Wayne E. Dyer. Well, Wayne W. Dyer. It was Pulling Your Own Strings. There you go. January 26, 2011. Pulling Your Own Strings. That was an audio book. I checked that out. There it is. Pulling Your Own Strings by Wayne W. Dyer. Um So yeah, I thought I was tripping. I'm like, I know I read a book by Dr. Dyer. But see, that's what I'm talking about. Like when you go through so many books, you can't even really remember. So yeah, I did read a Wayne Dyer book that was Pulling Your Own Strings. Um, Let me see. What else? Um, let's do some book recommendations, man. Um, Up from Slavery. I think that's just layup. Uh oh. Uh oh. He is mad. Hey, 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 hey. Yeah, he needed a break. Um, hey, Amir. It's been challenging for me most of my life dealing with people like the man. Yeah, man. Oh, yeah, he was about to tear this door down. His grandma's here, though, so he got to spend some time with his grandma. uh, Another book, What Everybody Is Saying by Joe Navarro. That was a good one. It's about body language. Um, Definitely recommend that book as well. Let me see. Um, The Alchemist. That was a good book. Paulo Coelho. At that time, I was trying to start a book club, which kind of fizzled out. But The Alchemist was a really good book. Um, The Thank You Economy by Gary Vaynerchuk. I like Gary V. Um, Made in America by Sam Walton. And really, y'all, what I'm doing is I'm just scrolling. So I did keep track of the books that I read in 2020. So I'm just going down. Made in America by Sam Walton. Games People Play. The Games People Play. That a book literally about the games people play. I mean, the title speaks for itself. Uh, we got my boy Murder in the building. What's going on? My boy Murder BX. Hey, what's happening? Happy Saturday, man. We're just talking about books right now. Um, Another really good book that caught me off guard, the Mike Tyson biography. Mike Tyson is a very smart guy. Let me see. I done messed up. Mike Tyson is a very smart guy, man. I enjoy his book thoroughly. Um, I told y'all about Never Split the Difference. Um, oh wow, The Scarlet Letter, man. I read that book in high school. I think it was like mandatory reading. That was a very good book. Man, it's a very heavy theme right there too. Um, Another book that helped me out a lot was a book called The Art of Thinking in Systems. So, basically everything, and I don't know, it comes full circle. So today, I had yeah, that was a very intense book. Um, and I had home inspectors training today. And as we were in training, we were looking at a HVAC unit. And as we were just going over the parts and everything, it just made me think about how an HVAC, if you never open one up and look on the inside, it just seems like it's just a bunch of parts that just don't have any connectivity to each other. But when you open it up and somebody explains to you the different parts, like this happens and this has to happen in order for this to happen. Like for example, you have what's called in a lot of older HVAC units or furnaces, you have what's called a pilot light. And the pilot light was just a little flame that will always be on. And so depending on the temperature, the pilot light will go bigger or smaller. And when the pilot light goes off, that would create a sensor for, or it would heat up the coils, and the coils, as they get hotter, it would make the air hotter. And so it's like all of these different systems, they interact with each other. One thing has to click perfectly so that the next system can get started, and it has to click perfectly, and then everything works together. um, and then you get air. So all you know is when you turn on your thermostat, you lift it up from 75 to 80, it gets hotter. But what you don't see is there's a whole bunch of little components that go together in order to make your house hotter. I know it kind of seemed like I was going all the way around the world with that, but what I'm saying is, things move in systems. Everything moves in systems. Your body is a system. The freaking car is a system. This laptop right now is a system. Us sitting here being able to talk is a system. And so when you understand how to think in systems, it makes life easier, especially when you're dealing with like a call center or you have a very irritating little lady. My brother, it's you and me. You have an irritating little lady at the call center and you got to work around her. You ask to speak to the manager. It's like all policies and procedures. And when you start thinking like that, it gets easier to deal with the guy that's trying to hustle you at the car dealership, because it's like, if this escalates too far, I got to talk to the manager. Like, I'm sure the manager can pull some strings. Y'all, I don't know what they doing to my baby. But they have my boy going crazy right now. Um, he is just, oh man, Coy, what are you doing? What's wrong with him?
Tommy's mom told me to put his toothbrush up.
He put his toothbrush. So you doing all that over a toothbrush?
Yeah.
Oh man.
Crazy, right?
Let me get him, man, because he want to be in here. I'll be right back, y'all. Come on. Come on. Come on, come say hey.
See? Y'all see me playing Madden.
Come on.
Remember Madden champion.
Come on, y'all. Amir, say hey. Amir, say hey. Say hey. You gotta look at the camera. Say hey. Say hey. Say hey. Say hey. You see yourself? Hey. So yeah, man. My boy Amir, man. No, you can't have my pen. All right, you're doing too much. You're doing too much. Yeah, man. I had to get him, man. They got him. They got my boy Amir going through it right now. He is not happy. I think it's bedtime, man. What time is it? 7:45. Oh yeah, it's definitely past your bedtime. That's what's wrong. You sleepy. You sleepy. Everybody saying hey, man. You gotta say hey. Say hey.
Just wave.
Just wave. There you go. Good job. All right. Good job. All right, man. Thank you. Oh, you gonna show off your ABC? Uh-huh. Good job. You can't have my pen. D-E-F-G. There you go. Yeah, man. We got special guests in the building tonight. My boy Amir. We got my boy Coy back here. Just only one missing is Amani. And I think she was on here earlier. Got Samad.
She's downstairs with Tommy.
Oh, you giving me my hat? Thank you.
She's downstairs with Tommy.
She downstairs.
Wow.
Thank you.
Wow.
Wow.
I can't.
Yeah, man. Yeah, y'all. So
So,
Saturday night at the house, y'all. This is Saturday night at the house, man. This is what life is like. 2 under 2 and an 8-year-old. He is turning up, man. He is sleepy. He is sleepy.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, okay?
I'm gonna put him to sleep. Yeah, my son is back there playing Madden. That's what you see. Yeah, man, he back there. Yeah, we got Madden going on, man. I had to come on and holler at y'all. It's a Saturday night at the house, y'all. Like, this is really how it goes down, man. I be trying to contain it and keep it calm and cool and collected, but y'all, it is crazy. It's crazy. Hey. It is crazy, man. And live entertainment, right, man. We just got so many different pieces going on. I got my first career touchdown. Thank you.
I made like many I made characters out of them. So I used AJ Brown to make me, and I used Devontae Smith for Amir, and I used DeAndre Swift. And I used DeAndre Swift for you.
Okay. All right. Oh man, happy birthday. Happy birthday. 15? Wow. Oh, yeah, we gotta hit the birthday music. Let me hit the birthday music. 15. Wow, that's crazy. Let me hit the birthday music. Come here, sit down. Sit down. Hey, happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Come on, you wanna dance? Hey, happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday, Lil Murder. Hey, happy birthday, Lil Murder. Hey, happy birthday, Lil Murder. Yeah, look at it. Hey, happy birthday, Lil Murder. Hey, happy birthday, Lil Murder. Hey, happy birthday, Lil Murder. Yeah. All right, now you're doing the most. Now you're doing the most. You about to grab my tripod. Like, no, you can't have my tripod. Yeah, man. It's like, see, man, you give an inch, they take a mile, man. We just, yeah, I'm definitely about to shut that door. Bye. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Oh man, big 15. That's beautiful. So I know y'all Northerners don't drive like that. You gonna let him get his driver's license? What's the age up there? Like, can you get a driver's license at 15? Hey, sit down. Sit down. Have a seat. Have a seat. Sit down. Sit down. Sit down, Amir. Amir, sit down. Sit down. Thank you. Thank you. I'm glad you're listening. So yeah, can y'all drive at 15 or how does that work? I'm trying to understand. 15, that's a very big milestone. Here. 15 is a huge milestone, man. I can't even imagine having a 15-year-old. That's crazy. Wow. Wow, man. That's a beautiful thing. That's a beautiful thing, man. Hey. Be careful so you don't hit yourself in the head because it's gonna hurt. Yeah, man. 15. Man, I remember when I was 15. I got my first car at 15. In New York, it's 18. Yeah, man. And it's so crazy because I had no idea how much went into actually having a car, man. It's a lot of work. Shoot, as y'all see right now, I got transmission problems, but it's crazy, man. 15, that is a beautiful milestone, man. Yo, heavily. Yeah, I got 3 15s coming, man. Yeah, you gonna turn 15. Amir's gonna turn 15. Amani's gonna turn 15. Um, shoot, I ain't rushing to have no more kids no time soon. So I ain't rushing to have no more kids. So I'm I'm good. Oh man, let me see. In New York is 18. We moved out of the city when he was 3, so you need a car here. He'll be doing all of that next year, I believe. Man. Man, it's big milestones, man. They typically fail males the first few times. I believe it. But with the public transit situation being the way that it is up there, do you really need a car at 15? I mean, permit if it's 16, I recall. Time flies. It really does, man. Like I remember my oldest, he's 8. I remember when he was a baby, man. Like just a little bit. Like I remember the overall. If you ask me how much he weighed and all that good stuff, I don't remember. But I just remember him being so little. And then it's so crazy. Like when you look at pictures and it's like, wow, this is the same person, man. Parenthood is fun. Shout out to all of the parents, man. You do, but
except my hair changed.
Yeah, and you're bigger.
And I'm bigger. But
Yeah.
other than that, my face never changed.
Where I live, you need a car. Oh man. See here in Charlotte, you need a car. Like they have public transportation, but it only goes but so far. So, if you're dependent on a car, unless you live uptown, which uptown Charlotte is downtown. So unless you live downtown for ease, if you live uptown, you can easily get around because they have the light rail. And then of course, we have Uber and Lyft and all of that stuff, but that stuff adds up. And then they have like the little mopeds here, which are very, very, very dangerous. I saw somebody fall off one the other day, but yeah, man, those mopeds are rough, man. But you got those, and then we have a taxi system as well. So the public transit here is okay as long as you live downtown. But Charlotte is a fairly big city, so if you go outside of downtown, then you need a car. Like, we have two, thank goodness. So, we get around easily. And then I have to go to South Carolina like every weekend or every other weekend. So we need a car. Facts. Now in the city is inexpensive. I bet. I've been to Charlotte Airport with your grandma. Condolences, man. I lost a grandma in 2022 as well. And then my other grandma 2023. So I get it, man. Losing a grandparent is a different kind of pain, man. I'll see an old woman in the grocery store and I think about my grandma, man. So yeah, losing grandparents is definitely something, man. It hits. Thankfully I can say, I haven't lost either of my parents yet. I still have one grandfather left. I mean, you gotta relax, man. I'm about to put you to bed in a little bit. Oh man, I am so sorry to hear that, Tara. I am, man. That's real, man. Yeah, condolences. I need to get some condolence music, man. What else do we have on here? Let me see. What is this? And then you can add music. Yeah, very relaxing. Yeah, there's a lot of music on here. Yeah, that grandparents. I don't know, man. That's something, Hmm? What hurt you? Yeah, man, losing loved ones is rough. You want me? Oh, oh Lord, y'all. Uh, oh man. See, you done came in here, y'all. Look, y'all. This is what he was trying to get me to do. He wanted me to put on the doggy mask, man. Hopefully, Tara, this lightens your mood a little bit, man. Hopefully, I gotta put the hat on too. You feel better now? Hopefully, this lightens the mood a little bit, man. Here's a dog mask. You know. Here's a dog mask. I don't know. Hopefully she does. Here's a dog mask, y'all. Yeah, man. You never know what goes on at the house, y'all. This is every Saturday night, man. This is how it goes. I be trying to keep it calm and contained. Look, y'all. Look, y'all. Like, what is going on? It is really going crazy in here tonight. Like, Amir, you doing the most. Now you know. Put it down. Hey, put it down. I'm not laughing with you. You about to get kicked out. Yeah, man. Oh yeah, happy birthday again, Murder Man. Y'all enjoy it, man. Happy birthday. 15 is a beautiful thing. I appreciate you spending a few minutes with us tonight, man. You enjoy that meal. Enjoy your son. Love up on him, man. Appreciate you for coming through. Superhero. Oh man. Yeah. So what else y'all got going on, man? We done talked about. We've hit such a different range of topics. We done talked about books. I done put on. This is the second hat of the night. I feel like by the time he leaves, I'm gonna put on a different hat, a mask. Let me see. What else? I wasn't even gonna hang out too long, but since we here, man, let me see. What's going on in the world? Did y'all see Ben Shapiro trying to make music now? Amir, put that back. No, put it back. No more hats. No more hats.
Oh, he wants me to put it on.
You cleaning and decluttering the house in preparation for soaping? Man, I gotta clean my room, man. I gotta clean. Hey, Amir, sit down. Sit down. Sit down. Thank you. It's time to relax. Yeah, I gotta clean up too, man. They got. I heard about Ben Shapiro not touching it with a 10-foot pole. Yeah, man. See, that's what I'm talking about, man. See, as a content creator, there's lines in the sand, certain things that I just try to stay away from. Like, yeah, I could easily do a Ben Shapiro review and listen to the song, but that song is like number one on iTunes right now. So, me listening to it, number one, that's going to be supporting him and, giving him more attention, which he really doesn't need. Number two, I really don't want to, I'm good. Like, I listen to Ben Shapiro. I'm not going to lie. Like, I've heard some of his stuff before. Because me, I'm the type, I like to listen to both sides and formulate an opinion. So I've listened to a lot of Ben Shapiro's talking points and what he has to say. And, he tries to position himself as like, this intelligent person. And, I think he is intelligent, but, also, you got to be able to recognize at the end of the day, like, if you're in front of a camera, then you have to have an element of entertainment. And there's certain dog whistle things that you could say. And we're not even going, like, let's just remove the racial element out of it. I'm going to take a page from Rich's book. Let's remove the racial element out of it, and we just talk. In order to get an audience, you have to say what the audience wants to hear. So, for example, don't torture yourself with it. Me too. I listen to both. So for example, if I wanted to run out my page crazily, what I do, and I know it works because I did it before, is Amir, I don't want to wear another hat. Look, so you just have to talk to your audience. So, Ben Shapiro, he knows how to speak to his audience. And, when you speak to your audience, you might not necessarily believe everything that you say, but you know that you have to say it because that's what your audience wants to hear. Again, like the one of my biggest videos on the channel right now, other than when I was talking about the unemployment thing, was when I was talking about shoes or just materialistic stuff. And so, hey, you about to get out. Hey, sit down. Sit down. When you talk about things that people want to hear, all you have to do is continue to do that over and over and over again. You listen, you hear what the audience wants, and you just regurgitate that information over and over and over and over and over again. You pander to your audience. So, I've always decided that I'm really going to not pander to an audience because, I just want to, you know, I don't always feel one way all the time. Like, I don't want to just only talk about sneakers, or I don't only want to talk about politics or anything. I like everything. I try to be a well-rounded person. So only focusing on hey, hey. All right, y'all. We gonna have to get together, man, because I'm starting to lose my patience a little bit. And I gotta be, they say us millennials, we trying to do the gentle parenting thing. So, I gotta be gentle. I gotta be gentle. So, with that being said, I gotta spend some time with my child. Clearly, he needs some attention. So, with that being said, y'all have a good night, man. I appreciate y'all for hanging out with me on Saturday night. Y'all could be doing anything in the world. Tara, I appreciate you as always. Rich, please be safe on that road, man. Driving. She did. Like, if you look at early Candace Owens and what people say about her to where she is now, it's clear that she's pandering to an audience. I'm gonna probably put this boy to sleep and come back later. I think that's what we're gonna do because now y'all got my wheels turned. I gotta talk about it. So if y'all are still free later, I'll probably come back on. We can talk about that because that is a very interesting topic. How people just pander to their audience so much that they lose themselves and who they really are, all for the sake of views, clicks, and likes, which I'm not trying to do over here. So y'all have a good night. I'm gonna check in with y'all later if y'all still here. I gotta put this boy to bed. It's past his bedtime and he's getting a little too hyperactive. I love y'all. Thank y'all for spending some time in Yorktown, and I'll catch y'all soon.